Do you want to develop the most important hard skills that will help you to have a great career start in management consulting? Then this episode is for you. Hi everyone, my name is JohannesNyari and welcome to this channel. Welcome to Mastering Consulting. On this channel, we want to help you to develop the necessary skills to have a great career start in management consulting. Before we start, let me thank you. I know you're probably very busy, so it's very much appreciated that you take the time to watch this video. And today we have a great topic. We will talk about the 4 most important hard skills that you need to succeed in management consulting. This episode will mainly help you in 4 ways. So first of all, it will improve your consulting skills so that you become an outperformer within your peer group. Second, it will provide you a framework that helps you to develop your consulting skills along a structured process. It will third make your work much more efficient so that you have more time doing fun activities. And fourth, it will make you just a better consultant so that you will be able to support your consulting team in the best possible way. The tips that I will give to you are based on my own 3 years of experience as a management consultant and on many coachings that I did for interns or junior consultants. But as always, although the job is very important to all of us, and although this channel is all about career development, keep in mind that there's also a life besides work. So let me begin with a short backstory. So when I joined the consulting industry a couple of years ago and when I received my first offer, I was kind of nervous because obviously I wanted to have a great career start and I wanted to prepare for it as good as possible. So I did some research and I tried to find some resources that would help me to build the necessary skills that I would need for my career start up front so that I would be prepared in the best possible way. Unfortunately, I found out that there are many resources that help you to get into management consulting, but that there are only a few resources that help you to become a great management consultant. So although there were some books out there that gave me some tips for my first year as a management consultant, I couldn't find one comprehensive approach that would help me to develop my consulting skills in a structured way. So what I did was that I reached out to my network. I asked some more senior people, and one of those guys who was very experienced and who I consider one of my mentors, he gave me very valuable tips. And he said, Johannes, there are mainly 4 soft skills that you need to learn, and we covered that in the previous videos. And there are 4 hard skills that you have to learn. I followed his advice, and this turned out to be a very good decision. So I was able to prepare for my career start, and this put me on a promotion fast track of my company. But even more important, it taught me how to systematically identify and learn skills that I would need to be successful in management consulting. But let's start with the 4 most important hard skills that you should learn to have a great career start in management consulting. Tip number 1 is that you learn consulting methods. So as you probably know, consulting is all about problem solving for your client. And each problem is unique. And very often for various types of problems, you need a different set of methods in order to solve the problem. So my recommendation is that over the time, you build a repertoire of consulting methods that you can use to solve problems for your client. So this, for example, might include to have a very structured problem-solving process. This also can include various interviewing techniques. You have to know how to do research and also how to conduct workshops or brainstorming sessions with the client, for example. Hard skill number 2 is that you get comfortable with all the consulting tools out there. So let's be honest, especially in the first 2 years, you will most likely spend most of your time doing PowerPoint or Excel, or in some companies using some more advanced data tools like Tableau, for example. And usually on a project, you are working under a lot of time pressure. So you want to spend your valuable time solving a problem and not figuring out how these tools work. So my recommendation for you is that you learn about these tools and that you really master these tools in advance. So for example, if we talk about Excel, you should learn all the techniques and the most important formulas out there to prepare your data, to do a data analysis, and to visualize the data. Also, if you talk about PowerPoint, I think it's very helpful to learn how to bring an idea on a slide, also to learn how to tell stories on slides, and obviously also to learn how to use PowerPoint and how to make slides look very nicely. And I know that many consultancies use kind of support agencies that help you to beautify your slides. Nevertheless, I think it's a core skill of every consultant that you're able to make a nice slide yourself, because there will be a time in your project where you don't have enough time to use the slide support, or when you have a very tight deadline and then you have to do it yourself. So being prepared for that is very important. Hard skill number 3 is that you are familiar with real life management know-how. So what do I mean by that? So if you start in management consulting, you're most likely somewhere in your 20s. And the people that you advise are generally more senior management people with a lot of experience. So in order to bring value to them, it's very important that you know what these people are talking about, how these people think about management, and what their main problems are. So for example, I think it's very important that you know the most common problems that top management has, and that you also know how your consultancy can help them. So for example, I think it's very helpful if you know how restructurings work, that you also have an idea how cash generation and optimization works in terms of net working capital optimization, for example, or that you have an idea about how reorganizations work. It's not that you have to become an expert in all of these project types, but at least you should have an overview about the most common problems and the most common solutions for that. Also, it's important that you have an idea about the most common management basics. So I think, for example, that knowing all the finance stuff is very important. So this includes, for example, knowing how a balance sheet works, how to use a cash flow statement and a P&L, and how they are all interconnected. It also includes, in my opinion, that you know the most common organizational forms, and that in general you know how management works. And yes, most of us have a business background and you learn a lot of valuable things in business school. But I think it's also very important to read books, to read articles, to talk to real managers, because I found out that the things that you learn in university or in business school are sometimes very different to the things that really happen in the real life. Hard skill number 4 is that you understand how the consulting industry works and that you know how to accelerate your career. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because the consulting industry is a very competitive industry. Most people have heard of the term up or out culture. And I think it's not in every consultancy that way, but there's a certain pressure and at least a lot of competition. So my recommendation is that you really learn how the industry works and that you really try to understand how the industry works, and that you also try to get some tips about how your career can be accelerated within your company. So this might include, for example, that you have a very good understanding how the industry works, that you know the certain dynamics within the industry, that you also know the trending topics in the industry. And also this includes that you know the various roles within a consulting team, and that you know exactly what is expected of you. Also, of course, it's very helpful that you know the criteria on which your personal appraisal is based on. Obviously, this helps you to develop the necessary skills that you need to get promoted, and also to focus on taking some action in order to show that you have these kind of skills. So that's it. These are the 4 most important hard skills, at least in my opinion, to become successful in management consulting. Let me shortly recap. So first of all, it's about learning the consulting methods. Second, it's about being familiar with the consulting tools. And third, it's about real life management know-how. And fourth, it's about knowing about the consulting industry and how to accelerate your career. So of course, I'm interested what you think about these 4 hard skills that I proposed, and also if you see other hard skills that are important to have a successful career start in management consulting. Please leave a comment, and also if you like the video and if you want to receive more content about your career development in management consulting, then please hit the bell and subscribe to this channel. So with that being said, I want to thank you for taking the time and watching this video. I hope you have a great and successful day. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye, Johannes.